What's good? Welcome back to the podcast. This is Winter. Please make sure you're following me on Instagram and Twitter at Lil Snowbabe. That is at LilSnowBabe. I'm so glad to have you tuning into today's episode of the podcast, and I really hope you enjoy it. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, yay. Good. I was like, oh no, she can't hear me. Well, anyway, that's technology for you. When does it ever work correctly?
Exactly.
Rarely. So, but here we are. Thank you. I'm really excited to have you on the podcast today.
I'm excited to be on this podcast.
I did my stalking per usual. We can call it research.
Yeah.
Since it's a podcast, I did my research, my subject research. But before we get into our conversation, introduce yourself to the podcast.
Hey everyone, so my name is Danita Shari. I am a lifestyle blogger and the owner of Shari Co. Candle Company. I'm originally from Oakland, California, still live in the Bay Area, and can't wait to share the rest of my story with you guys.
Okay, so let's talk about candles because that's what you do. Yes. And I'm obsessed with candles. All my friends, they literally tell you like, when I had my own apartment in Atlanta, when I was going to Spelman, I kept like candles burning all the time. Like I used to be a really big incense person. I'm still a big incense person. I've gotten back into incense because I'm back in New York. I'm back in the city. And, you know, the market out here for incense is huge. It's really unlike any other place.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when I go to other places, I just can't find no good incense. But candles. You know, candles are everything. And then, of course, on 125th Street, shout out to gentrification. They opened a Bath and Body Works. So, you know.
Oh, wow.
The candles be lit. And I know that those, aren't really the best candles to invest in. But listen to me. Those seasonal candles during Christmas time, they hit. I do my best.
I'm there with you. I would spend, and that's part of the reason why I started my own business, because it was like, I'm spending so
much
money in this store. It's like, okay, how am I gonna reduce that?
I will go crazy. There's this one candle. It's their hot cocoa and cream.
Yes.
Listen, that is my favorite candle. When that candle is in season, I'm the lady who goes in there and buys all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. People, they're like, I'm getting a couple candles today. I'm like, yeah, can I have 2 trays of I'm spending $300 on candles. I'm like, I need this. They only sell them during the winter time, and then when they're gone, they're gone.
Stock up.
Yes. No, I was the person who's burning the candle all year long. My friend's like, your apartment always smells like chocolate. I'm like, thanks.
It's my favorite. Yeah.
But their candles are low-key expensive. They're almost $30 a candle in store or online. So it's a bit crazy. So what really sparked your interest? Yes, of course, you wanted to reduce how much money you were spending, but what really made you go I'm going to sit here and make candles? Because making candles is not easy. I know there's a couple of processes. So just walk us through that.
Yeah. So one reason, I have multiple reasons, so I'm going to go through each one.
Yes.
One reason is I made candles once before. So I used to be in the YMCA and we did a lot of crafts. And so then I learned how to make candles and just do crafty things with candles. Mm-hmm. And so for me to start my business, I had a lot of my friends and family like, why don't you just start selling them, something on the side on Etsy and things like that. I'm like, not a bad idea, but I don't really think no one's going to, buy my candles.
Right.
And so then one day I was like, well, you know what? Let me just figure out how can I incorporate this within my brand, because I am a lifestyle blogger. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't want to just create a product to just sell it. I wanted it to really impact people. So I wanted to see how can I encourage people to find time with them in themselves, because I feel like we live in a time where everyone's like workaholic. I gotta grind. I gotta hustle, which is fine. And I love it because I'm the same way. But it's like, what about that me time, that self-care time, basically?
Right.
So that's one of my biggest reasons why I just started to sell candles. Yeah, that's about it.
And one thing you said that really stuck out to me was that you didn't want to just start making candles to sell just to sell them.
Yeah.
Which, given, the time of COVID-19,
Yeah.
I think that when we come out of this, right, I know a lot of people have lost their jobs or they're just going to have hours reduced or whatever. And I know we're going to enter the age of like where everyone wants to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And, LLC Twitter is already mad at Black people for not having, $80,000 in the bank saved. And I'm
Girl,
like, I don't know when I was going to get $80,000 saved. I'm like, the debit card only existed in 1978, but like, whatever. Exactly. That's one of the podcast
I seen
episodes.
your tweet when you did that.
Because I was so angry.
Because I'm like, dude, come on. Like, they're probably going to attack me. But it's like everybody isn't meant to be an entrepreneur.
But it's true. But it's really true.
It's like, it's a lot of work. Like, it is a lot of work. And a lot of people just don't have that extra time to, focus everything on a business.
Well, I also think people underestimate the time, but also money that it takes to start a business. Like people, like candles, all right? You do candles. I think a lot of people think that making something like candles and soap are like the two, quote unquote, easiest and inexpensive products to make in retail. Yeah. And I've always tried to figure out like where did y'all get this idea from? Like, why would you think it's simple?
Yeah, and the cost of product, for one, we're working with glass, so glass itself is already expensive,
right?
So
because you don't ship, you don't put you're not shipping out plastic little ring-dink candles. Exactly. So
and it's like then you have to go through scents, wicks. Sometimes you might waste money because you didn't bought the wrong wick for the wrong size. Jars. It's all a process, and I feel like a lot of people just like, well, you just take a jar, you take some wax,
right? You pour it and you pour some essential oils in it, mix it up, pour it in the glass. How hard is that as a candle? And it's like it's not though.
And you have to really down pat how to make a candle. Like a year, I've been doing this since February 2019, and I'm still learning as I'm going. Like it's still things I'm still like, why is this burning this way and this is not burning this way? And,
right. You're only a year into it and you have progressed a lot, but it just goes to show but it's been a year though. People think they can buy some pour and melt, you know what I'm saying? And do it in a minute and they're going to have a thriving business, but they don't understand why it's not working. And it's like, well, the people that you're looking up to and aspire to be, like they're a year in, they're 2 years, they're 5, they're 10 years in. Yeah. Like, it's not that simple.
I've spent a lot of money just trying to figure out what looks best for my brand. Like, I really love very sleek, I don't know if you've noticed, but minimalistic.
No, I love your aesthetic. Your aesthetic reminds me of that side of YouTube and Tumblr. That is like, I have a capsule wardrobe. I wear like 5 colors, very like it's together. I only took my pictures at golden hour. And I'm like, yes, I aspire. Like I aspire. I really do.
And it's just my preference. And so I wanted to just put that into my candles. But it's like, that's another thing. Like, okay, so how can I continue to reach people through that? And it's been a process, and I never thought I would be a business owner, at all.
I think most business owners, or let me say, maybe most small business owners, right? I don't think they ever think they were going to be a business owner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. My life, if you would have asked me, 4 years ago, I had a different direction for my life. But I'm happy where I am, and I'm happy that I started my business. It's just a process, and I'm learning more about candles and just being a woman-owned business, a Black-owned woman business.
Right.
It's tough. And, before I even started selling candles, I didn't realize how many candle brands there are.
Oh, my God. There are so many.
So many.
Which is why I'm always telling people, there's always room for you in your market. There's room. There's somebody who wants a candle you make. Make it.
Because you're gonna have those customers that's gonna keep coming back regardless.
Exactly.
And so like, because I'm here in the Bay Area, I'm from Oakland, and there's not a lot of candle brands from Oakland that I know of. But in the Bay there is. And, you know, everyone reaches different people.
Different demographics,
you know?
exactly.
And, I get a lot of love, though, from New York, so shout out to New York.
Hey, period!
Yeah. I get a lot of love from New York, even LA, and, of course, my home, but it's just, wow, it's just an interesting field of work, I will say.
What I've been most impressed with, like, looking over your website, looking over your Instagram and things like that, is like you really, with the candle business, like you really branded yourself into a product.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
You're welcome. And I think that is something that a lot of people struggle with when they are starting a business, no matter how much of a passion it is for them. I think that only now people, like, right, in 2020 are really starting to understand that the strongest, like, most important brand and most powerful brand that you have is the brand of self. So, like, if you can find a way to integrate yourself beyond just, like, this is my passion, like, I love candles, like, okay, that's fine. But, like, do your candles not only remind me of the sense that they are, you know, marketed as, but do they remind me of you? Or do they remind me of a brand? Are they giving me an aesthetic? Like, what about the candle is reading? You know what I'm saying? So you did a really great job, I think, of really branding yourself into your product. Because when you take your product images, they don't even read as product images on your Instagram. Right?
Lord, I appreciate you so much.
Because I was blown away, because I was like, first of all, a shout out to the iPhone, you know, going crazy with the pictures. But I was looking at your Instagram and I was like, honestly, if you told me like someone else made, like, you just bought these candles from a store or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would believe you. Like, they don't even look like product. They just look like there's something that are in your home all the time. And that's what I mean about, like, you really put yourself and your aesthetic and just your lifestyle, because you are a lifestyle, you know, blogger and everything like that. So it's just like you can tell that you sat down and you took the time to figure out, like, what packaging do I want, you know what I mean? What shape, because, you know, candles don't all come in the same round, you know, cylinder kind of bottle. Like, everyone has their, you know what I'm saying, signature size,
like when
whatever.
I first started, my candles were, I wish I had one on me. My mom has all of them, but my candles, I literally started with cups, glasses, like regular, like looking shot glasses.
Right.
And they were different size, and after a while, I'm like, yeah, this just isn't me.
Yeah.
You know, I need to figure out what fits, and I just feel like my jars now are just a lot more sleek again.
Yeah, they're very sleek. They are very sleek. But, you know, they remind me of, like, Home Goods is not Anthropology. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Anthropology. Like that whole aesthetic, and I love it.
Yeah. And I'm just, like, with my fragrances, I try to stick to things that aren't too overbearing. Like,
you have interesting fragrances, though. Like the AM, grapefruit, mint, and rhubarb are not something. I said I did my research. The AM candle. I was like, that is interesting, because they're not scents I would think of putting together, but they make sense.
I want scents that are more soothing. I don't like to have too many scents. Maybe around Christmas, because I did have a bourbon and chestnut, so that's when I'll start playing around with a little bit more of the sweeter scents. But most of my scents are like, I hear people tell me spa-like. So when they burn it, they're more relaxed.
That is literally the perfect, spa.
Yeah. And so that's how I started to pick through, and like I'll literally find a whole bunch of scents, and then I'll have my family like, what you think about this? You like this? And they probably like, girl, if you don't, but they're super supportive. But I'm like, would this fit in with the brand, or is this too much? You know, I just try to stick to one, I don't know.
But they're very high end. But I feel like even that blend of scents, like grapefruit, mint, and rhubarb, sounds like some like classy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't, like, as much as I love Bath and Body Works, right?
Yeah.
Their scents but obviously they know their demographic, they know who they're targeting, so they know what they're doing. But it's like, they got marshmallow, great, you know what I'm saying, great fruity tooty wooty, and it's like those are great. I love those candles when I want that kind of a scent. Exactly. But your scents do just like, I don't know, it just feels like you walk into someone's like super posh, like, Upper West Side apartment, and you're like, oh, look, that smells so good. Listen, I manifest, okay? Word is the most powerful thing. And you know what I'm saying? And they're just like, oh, this is like a lovely smell. Like, what is that? And you're like, oh, it's just a blend of grape, mint, and rhubarb. And they'd be like, bitch, that's some fancy shit. Like, it's just a blend. Like, what are you talking about? Like, everybody, my house is vanilla. That's what it is, vanilla. Like, these are very complex, full, and well-rounded scents. And I think that for a lot of small candle businesses, at least the ones that I'm familiar with, they all tend to, at least when they're starting, to go with the very fruity scent, or the like very seasonal scents, right? Yeah. So people usually start candle businesses, from what like I did in my research. People tend to like start around the Christmas time, right? Because it's quote unquote easier to sell, a mint or a chocolate or, gingerbread candle, right? Because it's the season. So people want that scent in their house. And then they kind of stick towards things like that. Yeah. And so with you, I think you take more of a very sophisticated, intentional approach with your scents. And that's what I appreciate and like about your business, because I think that as Black women, as young Black women, right, starting businesses, especially one like this, that is lifestyle, right? It's something someone has in their home. It's there over a long period of time. Your candles can burn up to like 40 hours. So we're talking about, about 2 days, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 3, maybe a week. People sometimes burn candles, so it's something that's in someone's home that people are going to see often. People are going to smell often. And you want it to be memorable. Yes. So you want them, you want them to put it in their home. People are complimenting them all day. Like, let me go back and buy me 2, 3 more, and I think that you're going to experience a whole bunch of success, like, because your scents are so intentional and so complex, but they're also so different. Like, I have not seen a candle with no rhubarb in it. Like, I just haven't. From big brands to like small brands, like, these are just not combinations that people are thinking of.
Yeah. And I try to really take the time to really experiment with scents. And I just want, not just my scents to come off as like, oh, that's Sharico. But as soon as you take a peek at a candle, like, oh, I know what that candle is. Right. I'm like exploring with different jars. Like, I have a frosted matte jar that I'm coming out with.
I like a frosted jar. I do like a frosted jar.
And these are gorgeous, and I just feel like they add to, well,
they add to the glow factor, and I think that's why, like, something like Bath and Body Works, their jars are like a soft frost, and it does do so. It does amp up the effect of the candles in your home. So I do think, that's great. That's really good.
Like with my smaller, because I have 3, so I'm going to start having 3 sizes. So I also have smaller candles that right now I just have cedarwood and vanilla just to see how well they would do. And everyone typically has the regular little gold tins, but mine are more of a shape of it's like ovals, but so it's not. I can't even explain how it looks, but it's more. It's different. Like, the sides of the tin isn't just your normal tin. It's kind of curved in, and so like little things like that. I just go into detail. Like, detail is important to me. I don't feel like I need all of this hoopla on my brand,
And you don't. I mean, even your website is very simple. It's very
simple.
Clean.
Get to the point. This is what we have. But I hope you enjoy,
Yeah, and I like that. Like, I really like that, and I really love that, because I think that sometimes, especially people just starting out, like, they just be doing way too much. You know what I mean? Like, they just be doing a lot.
And I feel like when you start, especially like for candles, start with something simple. Like my packaging when I first started, like I was saying, was, oh my gosh, I would never do that again. But it was something to start off and just not spend so much money. Because you have to understand that if this is something you want to do, you have to learn how to budget within. Yes. And you can't just, I know you see this brand doing this and that, but you don't know how much they pay for this. You don't know how many customers are coming.
And you don't know their contract. People be forgetting.
Exactly.
My best friend and I always talk about this. You know, people love to say, oh, I just started my business and have a full, amazing rollout. And I'm happy for them. I am glad that your rollout is so professionally well done or whatever. People are never going to tell you everything about their behind the scenes work, which is why I don't know if you're familiar with her, and if you're not, I will text you her. But I have so much respect for Tay of Glamazon.
Glamazon. No, send me her.
I'm gonna send you her because she's a YouTuber. You know, she was a beauty lifestyle, hair, whatever, what most black girls do. And then she started a business, right? She capitalized off her influence. But why I give her so much respect and so much props is because she really gave people the behind the scene. I mean, Shorty talked about how to file the taxes. Like, she was not playing because she was like, listen, I'm a young black woman. Okay. I think she's like maybe 26, 27 now. I might be aging her up just because of her business. But she made a whole like docu-series. I mean, beautifully done. And discussed how she started her business from how she went from just doing wholesale, clothing products to actually designing her own clothing, selling it, making a brand, getting a warehouse, like all of this beautiful shit. And I have so much respect for her for that because I feel like there are a lot of people in her position who are doing that very same thing and will never tell people how to do it, what to do, where to do it. And if they do, they're going to charge an astronomical price. And even when they charge them the price, they still are leaving out valuable details.
Exactly.
With the hopes of that, you'll come back to them and ask them for more help. And she was like, and she just was like, what do I benefit from that? There's how many billions of dollars in the world? There's how many billions of people on this planet? Like, she was like, I gain no benefit from basically keeping this information secret. It doesn't help anybody. And if we're going to advance ourselves as black peoples, we have to help each other. So I will text you her information, and then I'll also text you her YouTube and her website and all that, and you can watch the series. And it was really eye-opening to me, but it was amazing just to see someone at her level be like, I'm really going to teach y'all how to do this. And I mean quite literally from scratch, from when I was confused and didn't know. But also she, again, emphasized it took her time, right? She went to school, she went to college, she did fashion, blah, blah, blah. And now she's here. But what she talked about a lot to bring it back around is that people are never going to tell you what they really had to do behind the scenes or tell you that they were already backed. Yeah. So people want to play the struggle. I didn't know how to start off. But let's talk about how you already came from a family that was able to invest $50,000 into you.
Exactly.
You didn't say that part.
And that's another thing, like, try to give, probably not so much on my on my business page, but if you follow me on my blogging page, I try to be as authentic with my readers, as authentic with my customers, and let them know, like, it's a lot of times I had to close up my shop, and just like with this COVID-19, I let them know, like, this is how I took some losses. I had events, know, and so it's times where I have to close up, but I just wanted to be as real with everybody, understand, like, this isn't easy, but I'm in a position where I'm not struggling, and I'm not gonna act like
I am, or
when I know I'm not. Yes, I took some losses. Yes, I could have had an extra little $500 in my pocket or something, but it's like I'm still okay at the end of the day. And that's just another thing. People come off as like, Danita, your life is so perfect. I've had people literally tell me that, and I'm just like, bro, like, no. And that's why I try to show more of my real life, but not have people too much in my business,
Right. And there's a balance. I mean, there's definitely a balance.
Yeah. So I just want, it's just like running a business isn't easy. But it's worth it if it's something you really want to do, is what I'm saying. Yeah, it's this COVID has really, just thinking about it, has made me upset.
I mean, it's been difficult for small shop owners. I know that. But again, I really respect you for even during this event, right? Still being here on the podcast and still saying like, yes, all of this is going on. But like, again, I'm not going to play the I'm struggling role. Because there are some small business owners, there will be no names named. But I know some people are out here playing the I'm struggling role to garner more sales for themselves. And I'm like, sister girl, brother man, I know you are doing fine. Like, I know you are doing fine. And I know that this is a marketing ploy for you right now. And that's terrible. And some of them have already been dragged by the Twitter police.
And people will peep.
Yeah, people will peep.
Twitter will come at you, especially this Twitter nowadays. Back in the day, I feel like no one really.
Oh, no, nobody. People were like, not my business.
Yeah.
But now you're getting dragged.
They will call you out for everything.
Yeah. So my whole thing is just
terrible.
like, listen, you know what I mean? Like, y'all be wilding out here, and I don't understand that. And I also feel like, again, if you're a small business, I don't like. It's interesting because when you're a small business, you're like in this like sweet spot, of you have so much engagement, right? From not only do people who just support you through like follows and likes and like retweets, but like you have a lot of engagement from like your actual, customers and clients. Like you're in this really sweet spot. Like, but people, I think nowadays, there's somewhat of a trend, I feel like, of exploiting that sweet spot. Like, and that's what I don't get. Like, that's what I don't get. Because I'm like, you are in this really amazing spot where, like, you can still capitalize, I guess, and earn even greater earnings, like, being in this sweet spot. But, like, you don't have to basically exploit the support of people. Like, your 300, folks that come back all the time.
Yeah.
To support you. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, and a lot of people are, like, full-time freelancers, full-time business owners. So, and then it's people who, for me, I will say this, I live at home still. So that's why it's one reason, like, this is.
And I do too, but that was my choice. But also my family was like, this would be the smart decision for you, being an up-and-coming nail tech. We rather you save as much money as you can, because when you move out, you out now. You grown. So I was like, if I don't got to be grown yet, I'm not going to be grown. Yeah,
it's not me either. So that's another thing. I know it's like people are trying to. It's just, I don't even know how, without stepping on people's toes, but it's just so. People are just very interesting. That's what I will say.
I mean, look, people are interesting, but I think, again, this is why I tell people all the time, like, you just, even when you're getting ready to support a small business or a small company, like, you have to do your research.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
As much as Twitter is a marketing tool and as powerful as it is, or whatever, it's also a great place for research, especially with smaller brands. Like, put in the hashtag they use, right? Like, search their brand name, like, see what people are saying about them. Like, of course, take everything with a grain of salt, but, like, I think that, unfortunately, there are a lot of scammers out here. Yeah. There are a lot of people who are also just, like, and again, I have nothing against people who, like, wholesale. That's not a problem to me. That's what all these, H&M's wholesale. When you think about it, for real, like, when you really think about it for real, okay, there's not designers sitting here coming up with concepts. They are outsourcing and getting it from China, okay? So, it's just like, I have no problem with that, but it's when people start to, do the lies and the stories and pretend to be like, oh, I spent hours and hours, drawing this mock-up for this dress. And then you find the same freaking dress on AliExpress and order it, and they're identical. So you go, oh.
Girl.
Like, oh, so you charging us $150 for this dress you swore you sat down and sew each one individually, and then my homegirl found it on AliExpress, and it is the same thing, because now I have seen some threads, people are like, these are not my exact ones. Okay, cool, but I also have seen way too many threads where it is the exact, and then it's like, so what's your excuse? And their only excuse is, I'm gonna block you. Okay, but that's still you. That's still admission through guilt. Like, you're telling us, okay, so this isn't really yours. You didn't really design this. It's a $10 dress that you're upselling for $150. You know what kind of profit that is? And shipping's not included, sis. Like, people be really out here scamming, and that's the part that I hate.
Yeah, and I keep dropping my phone. As a blogger, I do suggest everybody research. You know, when brands reach out to me, I make sure. Okay, so a brand will reach out to me. Oh, we want to work with you. We want to send you this. Okay, well, let me check your website. I'm looking at your marketing. There's no people of color. Why would I? Want to, and then I look on their site. Your stuff breaks. Your this does this, and it's all these. Why would I want that
to support that? And no.
And I'm telling my followers, buy this. It works. No. Not at all.
And that's the worst, because it's not even just like you said, like it's not just like the smaller companies and brand. Like, it'll be large, big, well established, like.
Exactly.
But the reason nobody knows that this is what their stuff really is, because again, like, people be scamming. They be scamming. They'll delete the comment that says, "Oh, I ordered this, but it broke. Oh, I got this, but it did that." Oh, like, they be too quick to delete and do all of that. And that to me is the most literally frustrating thing in the world. But that's why I try to, like, again, I try to do my research, but I also try to find brands that align with, like, my personal aesthetics and values. But I also am a shopper who tries to shop with brands that, how do I say it? Like, they're not my aesthetic yet, but like, they are where I would like to be.
Could be, yeah.
and again, like, I believe in manifestation, so I'm like, okay, I have to invite, you know what I mean? Like, I have to invite these, I have to invite this into my space. So, like, if I want to keep a certain kind of home or a certain kind of wardrobe, like, I need to buy things that are in line with that. Although I might not wear it today, like, eventually it'll become part of my wardrobe. And so, back to your Instagram with your aesthetic, like, do you feel like this was like the earth tones, the really, really creamy? You do very light, creamy earth tones. You're not the heavy earth tone. You're the very light, creamy earth tones. Like, was this kind of always, your color palette, or has it shifted over time?
You know what? For the longest, it has been, and I'll get into why. But even the way I dress,
right?
I have a friend that calls me a black Kardashian because I don't wear color. I have not a problem with wearing color. It's just some things just make me uncomfortable, and I think that's another. I was just talking about this with my mom the other day. It's like, I think I really started dressing like in neutrals because I felt like too many bright colors brought me too much attention. I didn't, I used to wear my pink skinny jeans faithfully, but I could never wear that now because I just feel so, I don't even know how to explain it. Now it's because it's just, I'm so attached to new colors. But, the switch was, I just feel like too many people, and not even just people. Like white people.
I know. I know the people we're talking about.
Yeah, just look at you a certain way, especially growing up in Oakland. As we were saying, gentrification has taken over.
Yeah.
They think it's their land or whatever. But that's just how my color palette has switched, because it just, wearing certain colors just made me uncomfortable, which it shouldn't, It's a color.
No, really.
But that was just me being younger and just like, they don't get looked at the same, pink hair. Like, I love when people color their hair. I just can't do it. I don't have the strength to do it. So, yeah, that's one reason why I've switched over. But now, today, it's really just my lifestyle. I have some things like where I wear like a yellow shirt here and there, but nudes are just, I'm opening up my closet looking like, good Lord. Nudes are really just my way. Like, even my bedding, like, my bed is white. I have white sheets, white bedding, black pillows, white. It's just, I don't know. It's really...
it's a lifestyle. I feel like most people that are that I would say, like, or who I know of, right, that fall within the category of what I, like, kind of find your aesthetic to be, but you're all a little different, but I'll send you the examples. But, like, it does become a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like, it's not so much just about, like, oh, I just only wear, like, cream and, you know, whatever. Like, no, it's very much a lifestyle change. And some people who I have followed over the years who are lifestyle bloggers and influencers, stuff like that, like, I have seen them, you know, progress into that change. And I find it very interesting because I'm all into color and color theory and, like, being a nail technician. I find it really interesting how certain color patterns, colors and patterns and even silhouettes influence a lifestyle, but are also associated with the lifestyle. So I'm always like, when I see people starting to, like, switch over to that, or then, like you said, you got your little yellow shirt that you wear, like, people who might invite a little pop, a little shine of color. But I'm always interested in seeing how, like, how the neutrals invite that kind of, like, very kind of earth lifestyle. And that louder colors per se are for people of a different lifestyle. And it's so interesting because they can wear the same kind of clothing, right? It could be the same cut and silhouette of dress, shirt, you know, knitted sweater. But if it is bright orange versus a very light tan, it's a very different person. And I think that is so crazy. Like,
it is. It definitely is. And, like, you being a nail tech, when I go and get my nails done, I'm neutrals.
I have my clients who are, it's always going to be, forever going to be nude.
Yeah. And I got white now because my birthday was a few weeks ago. And my nail tech was like, Danita, if you don't get another color, I'm going to try it. I'm not doing your nails. And so I was like, oh my God. So I was like, let's do white because I usually get clear. But yeah, like you said, it's just a lifestyle. Neutrals just make me comfortable. It's just, even, like, in my home, and you might say I'm crazy. Like, if I have a Post-it that's, like, pink, I will put it underneath my table because I don't like looking at it. It bothers me, and I don't.
Well, colors hold energy, right? And colors also hold memory.
Yeah.
So, and it's also the second time you mentioned pink. So, and I listen like that. But what I'm saying this all to say that, you know, colors hold more than just, like, being pretty, right, things. So look at, they hold weight, they hold energy, they hold memories. And so that's also why I think sometimes people will transition over to, like, a lighter, right, style of clothing, a lighter style of dress in terms of color, shape, and silhouette. Because, again, you're transforming the energy, like, in which you're allowing on yourself and within yourself, but also around yourself. Because, like you said, there were certain kind of people you were attracted that you were like, I do not want to attract these kind of people around me. And so when you started dressing differently, you wearing different kind of colors, different silhouettes, those people had a perception, right, and were no longer interested. And you were like, good, glad, I'm happy, because I don't want you to be around and be interested or be intrigued. You are not the energy, like, let alone just the kind of person. You're just not the kind of energy, right, that I'm trying to invite in. Which is why, again, I'm very impressed and I love your packaging, because I also think it invites a certain kind of energy into a person's space. Because candles, at least to me, are very personal. They're very personal. And I don't think that people should just buy, the same as incense. I don't think you should just buy your candles and incense from, like, any old place, any old person. Exactly. You don't know. Yeah, because if they're making them, you're not buying these from a factory. You're sitting here making these candles by yourself. Like, these are your recipes, right? You know, with your thoughts and energy. Like, these are your literal recipes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could come a day where there's a bigger candle brand and they buy one of your candles and they are so in love with the recipe. They're like, we will offer you $10 million, like, for this proprietary blend of soy wax. And you'll be like, well, shit, here. Because again, it's not really so much about the recipe, it's about yourself. So it's like, you can always come up with another $10 million, $20 million, $30 million, right, proprietary blend. So it's just like, you know, when I think about someone sitting here, making a candle, mixing up the wax, like pouring it, to me, that is a very mechanical but spiritual process. Yeah. And so how, like, you know, like, how is this process, especially during this time, right? Like, really helping you, I guess, sort of keep yourself, you know what I mean, grounded with everything, like, going on.
So it just, again, it gives me something to do. I love, being that I love candles, it's just, I don't know, it's keeping me calm, collective. I am going a little insane.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to play with different scents, that's the thing, that are more calming. So one candle, like I've been burning for the last 2 weeks, is sage and rosemary,
Oh, I love
because
that.
it just gives me that calming feel. And so I've been working with fragrances that have those two. Well, those and a little bit more. It's been helping. I don't even know. These 2 weeks have been.
I mean, these are crazy times. These are very interesting times.
And I feel like because I'm in California, we've been on lockdown since the 16th.
Yeah.
So what, 3 weeks? So at first it was like, okay, I'm still on my routine. This is cool. And then going to my third week.